Yeah. Okay. Morning, everybody. I am so excited to be doing this week's skills call for you guys. I struggled a little bit with what I was going to do for a topic because I feel like we've covered so much information and so much of, the nitty gritty and the how to's and the how not to's and the what to do's. And I was going back and forth with Jen yesterday about some other topics, and I was looking through. We had like a list of topics that we thought would be good to be covered. So I was looking through the list yesterday, and one of the things really stuck out to me, and that was developing your why. That stuck out to me the most, I think, because it's something that I really struggled with. When I got into the business, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Ashley Campbell, and I'm a regional vice president. I've been in the business for 3.5 years, and Amy is my sister-in-law. So when I got into the business, I knew I loved the products. That was a no-brainer. I have a background in health and wellness. I worked at a medical spa. I had a nutrition in my undergrad degree. So I knew the importance of food. I knew the importance of what we put on our skin. But at that time, I was single. I was kind of living the life, doing what I wanted, when I wanted, if I wanted. I was traveling quite a bit, and I don't want to say I didn't care for the business, but it wasn't something that tugged at me. I wanted the 35% off. I wanted to keep using the products that I was loving, and I wanted to be able to share it with other people. So my why was more about me. It was about what I wanted and what I wanted to get my products for. And then it slowly transformed when I started building a team. I had a couple of girls that joined me pretty quick on, and it was about, getting them going and getting their whys going. And I know you've heard everybody talk about this, but what I really want to focus on with you guys is making sure that you're setting yourself something achievable. So I know we hear all the time that your why should make you cry, right? And a lot of people, their why is, they want to get a spouse home from the job that they hate, or they want to be home with their kids, or they want to be able to do X, Y, and Z. They want to pay for X, Y, and Z. But for me, that's been a little bit of a struggle because I have a really great corporate job. I make a decent salary with it, and I've been able to live comfortably. I've been able to do the extras that we wanted to do. So my why kind of had to transform, and that was something that was really hard for me. So any of you that were at Jerry and Keith's mentorship training, something kind of switched with me. So Jerry was talking about that you want to set your goals on your goal card realistically. Mabel. And that you want to, sorry, you guys probably hear her all just drinking water because she's loud, that you want to set yourself realistic goals. So if you set yourself as a brand new consultant to be a national vice president, that is a great long-term goal, but how are you going to get there? You have to set yourself those rungs along the ladder, and your why is actually very similar. So if I set myself a goal right now of being home with my kids, how am I going to achieve that, right? I am been through 6 months of fertility treatment, so I don't have a kid. I am not pregnant. So it's very hard for me to sit here and say, oh, my goal is to be home with my kids, right? That's not achievable right now. Therefore, it's not driving me. I needed to find something that's the right here, the right now, that's going to make me get up and do the do every single day. And for me, that was now building the house. But it took me a little bit of time to figure that out because the house building was such a slow process. And we had already gotten the mortgage and we'd already gotten the stuff set in stone, but I wanted extras. So I really had to start changing my business to being, oh, I want to upgrade that light switch. Although they're stupid things, they were achievable for me. They were those rungs on the ladder to get me to what my ultimate goal will be. So I like to look at it like Jerry said, if you look at it as a ladder. So obviously there's something you're looking to go from the first floor to the second floor up to the roof, right? But how are you going to get there? You're not just going to spread your wings and fly up there, but you need to set yourself something to get there. So for me, I've had to set myself achievable goals. So my goal is to increase my paycheck by $500 every 5 or 6 months, whatever it is for you that's going to give you something. So what would that $500 or $600 cover, right? So if I want to up my goal by $500 a month, or maybe it's $500 over the course of 2 or 3 months, that's going to pay off my car insurance, right? Or with me building the house right now, that's going to get me trees to plant in the front yard. That's going to get me hydro seeding for the grass. That's going to get us irrigation if we want it. That's going to get us pavement for our driveway. Guys, pavement's not cheap, let me tell you. But you need to set yourself something attainable. So those are my examples, but yours might be different. I'm going to pick on Jen because her and I were talking yesterday. Jen's in the same situation as me. They don't have kids right now. But maybe theirs is to travel. Maybe her and Ben want to travel. So if I had, maybe Jen's was if I had an extra $500 this month, that would get Ben and I an extra trip this year, right? So set yourself something that's achievable. So although your why at the end of the day is, for me, it is to be home with kids when we do get there and we do have that. But that may not be tomorrow. That may not be next year. That may not be in 2 years. But I still need to build myself so that I'm going towards what that end result is, right? So if your goal is to right now quit your full-time job and do Arbonne full-time, maybe you already have kids and maybe you want to be home with them. Set how you're going to get there. What are the first steps along the way? Okay, if I bring in 2 business builders and we increase our volume to X, and that's going to give me X amount of my paycheck, those are your steps to get you where you need to be. It is okay if your long-term why isn't totally feasible right now, if that makes sense. So although, yes, it's what you want, you know you're going to get there, but you need to figure out how you're going to get there. Maybe it's not going to be this 5 months, 2 months, whatever it is, but definitely set yourself something along the way. We forget to set obtainable goals. So although, yes, you want something that makes you cry at the end of the day, you need to find something that's also achievable. So a couple quotes that I had put on on my list were, goals give you more than a reason to get up in the morning. They are an incentive to keep you going all day. So set yourself something that's going to get you up and going all day. Me being home with my kids is not going to get me up and going all day because fertility is extremely exhausting and makes me want to stay in bed, right? I need to do right here, right now, something that's going to get me up and going today, something that's going to get me up and motivated to do Arbonne today, not in 6 years. And the other one is, a dream becomes a goal when you take action. A dream becomes a goal when action is taken towards its achievement. So dreams and goals are very similar, guys. Your dreams are what you want in the future, but your goals are going to get you there. So you have to have both. You have to have the why that's going to keep you going, but you also have to have the goals along the way, right? So a couple things to help you achieve that. Really sit down and map out where you want to be. Map out where you want to be in your life. Map out the things that are important to you that maybe you can't do right now, you can't have right now. And then map out where you are in your business and map out where you want to be. So put numbers on things, put values on things. So, okay, I want to be a district manager in the next 6 months. What is that going to give you guys? Look at the average salaries that we're telling you a district manager makes and put that down. So, I want to be a district manager in the next 6 months. That's going to give us X, Y, and Z. It's going to give me a car payment. It's going to give me a mortgage payment. It's going to pay for my kids' dance. It's going to pay for my husband's this. Whatever that is, attach something to it. Don't attach just the dollar signs, attach a value, because chances are whatever that $200, $300, $400 value is to you, that's what's going to motivate you. I was not somebody that was motivated by quote unquote money. I'm motivated by what that money is going to get me. So is it going to get me less credit card debt? Is it going to get me, different lights? Is it going to get me a car payment? Is it going to get me a new car? Well, it got you a new car at Region, but maybe you're not there. Is it going to get your husband a new car? Is it going to get, you're going to get, if you have high school kids or whatever, is it going to get them a car? Is it going to get you a second family car? Is it going to get you a trip? Add value to what that dollar amount is, because that might motivate you more. So same if you're a district going area. Okay, your goal might be to make, whatever, $2,000, $3,000 a month, right? But what is that $2,000 to $3,000 going to do for you? This goes back to dream boards. Put those things on the dream boards that you're going to get when you get yourself to that next level, right? So same with Region. When I went Region, obviously the paycheck is different, but what does that paycheck mean to me? What am I going to be able to do with that paycheck? Are we going to be able to build the house? Are we going to be able to do this? Am I going to be able to be home? I had a really big conversation with somebody when we were in Areas in Paradise about what their why was. And I said to this person, I said, your why, you've achieved. So this person had set themselves a why, and their why had been achieved. Now what? So what is your next why? And the same goes for me. When my why finally comes true and I get to be home with kids, which is my dream, then what? You have to set something else or you're going to stop trying, right? So maybe you're finding yourself in that situation that you set yourself a why, you set yourself a goal. Maybe you were bartending one night a week and it was your goal to get out of that and you've gotten out of that. But now what? What's next? What are you looking for next? You always have to be planning for something else or you're not going to keep working, right? So if your goal was to become a district manager, now what? Your goal is to become an area manager, now what? You have to set yourself another goal. What is the next rung on your ladder? Okay? So super short and simple today, guys. I know the concept is really easy, but I'll be honest with you, it's not easy. It's something I've struggled with. It's something I still struggle with. When the days are harder than others, it makes it harder to get there, right? But you have to keep yourself remembering what it is that keeps you going. What is going to drive you to wake up today? What is going to drive you to reach out to those 3, 4, 6, 12 people? What is going to drive you to book your calendar? If you don't know what it is, that's okay, but you need to find it. So reach out to somebody that's going to help you find it. Reach out to your upline, your sideline. Maybe it's your downline. Maybe somebody in your success line is going to help you find it. Maybe you reach out to myself, reach out to one of the other NVPs or RVPs, and they might be able to map it out with you, okay? Does anybody have any questions? Thanks, Mary. I know, I needed it too, and I was going back and forth about it yesterday. I was like, this is what I need, so I want to share it with all of you guys. Anybody else have any questions, thoughts, input? No? You had a quiet group this morning? Kara turned her video off. She said she was getting dressed. You're welcome, Christine.
Hey, Ash, I do have a question.
Okay.
So when you do hit like that one, like, your first big thing that you wanted, like, is there something where it's like, oh, now what? Like when you say map it out, like, do you actually have like strategic things? Like, I'm going to reach out to this many people today, like, do you kind of have like that kind of stuff mapped out of like how you're going to obtain that?
To be honest, I don't, because right now my struggle is just doing anything is better than doing nothing, which I've been very good at doing. So, depending where you're at, maybe reach out. If you've only been talking to one person a week, stretch it. Maybe reach yourself to 5 people a week, 10 people a week, 20 people a week, whatever, like up yourself from where you've been. But the biggest thing is just find what's going to get you going. So, if you want to be to the next level or you want to hit your district bonus, like maybe map out with Amy, what do I need to do to get there? I've only been reaching out to, maybe you've only been doing 2 parties a month and that's what's kept you at district. But, maybe you need to up it to 4 or 6 or 8 to get yourself to the next level. But I think just increasing whatever you're doing is going to get you there.
And then I have one more question for you. In terms of like your team and stuff like that, like, do you have like real conversations with the people that are on your team, like in terms of what their goals are? I feel like I have this one person that was so gung-ho at first, but now she's like, I'm all set, like, do you actually like have a conversation where like, no, like we can get you there, or like trying to feel like what their goals are, if their goals have changed?
Yeah, so some people's goals change. Some people definitely lose interest, and that's normal. And some people will kind of sit the bench and they'll come back when they're ready. But I definitely try to reach out to everybody every month, even though maybe last month their goal was that they weren't interested. Just touch base, don't make it very confrontational, and just say, I know last month you weren't interested, just touching base with everybody. I'd really like to help you achieve your goals. I know you had a really big goal at the beginning. I'm happy to help you when you're ready. Okay. So, don't push them to do something that they don't want to do or they're not ready to do, but definitely continue to encourage them, because you never know when somebody's going to come off the bench.
Yeah. Okay.
How long have you been a consultant?
What did you say? Oh, I know. Like 2 years. I know.
You know what I mean, though? Is some people always have the why and that they want to do it, but it takes something to do it. Yeah. And that. You've sat in that person's shoes. So tell them. Say, look, I did this business for 2 years. I went to every event. I drove to Amy's for nothing, but it took this to get me there. And what was this? Share that with people, because you never know what that hesitation is for someone. Any other questions? No? All right. Happy Saturday, guys. I hope you all have an amazing day. And those of you coming to Vegas, I can't wait to go. It's like 88 degrees tomorrow. So.
Thank you, Ashley. That was so good.
You're welcome. I'll talk to you guys later.
Thanks, Ashley.
All right. Bye.